Good afternoon, our viewers. We hope you're good. Welcome again to another series of our Nani online discussion. And today it's your host, FALECIA. And what a pleasant surprise that we have today, our guest host. Her name is Francesca. She'll tell more about herself and her full names, of course. So today we're going to be talking about fashion, yes, and starting a business in Tanzania. So, welcome, Francesca.
Thank you,
and
Asante.
Yes. So, tell us about yourself just a little bit.
Okay.
Yes.
So, my name is Francesca de Gottardo. I'm from Italy. I live in Milan, and I studied archaeology. Because that was my dream as a child. And then, you know, life is that thing that happens and messes up with your plans. So at some point I took a degree in archaeology, then I took master in marketing. That I didn't like fashion at all, and I didn't like social media at all. I even had a fake name on Facebook at the very beginning. But then I ended up working in a digital agency as a social media manager. So, and after that I ended up working in fashion.
Interesting.
So my story, like my background, is very different. I have different layers of interests, and so I worked for 3 years in a big fashion company in Milan. Which is also like internationally renewed. I was working as social media manager at the global scale, so coordinating Japan, China, Russia, US. So it was a very challenging and also, you know, demanding work. And I didn't really like the fact that it was a lot of pressure and we were talking about bags. It was not people's life. It was not that important or that impacting anyone's life. So that's when I decided maybe I should need something different, something bigger, or like I should use my skills for something more impacting other people's life. And that's when I came back to Tanzania 2 years ago. I was here before volunteering in 2012, but then like 5 years went by with me doing other jobs in the US, in Europe, and these fashion firms. So I came back with an idea. And the idea was, why can't we work together, Tanzania and Italia, with fashion, since Italy is worldwide famous for fashion. We have the best brands. I mean, I shouldn't be saying that as an Italian, but like Versace, Dolce & Gabbana, Valentino, blah, blah, blah. Our history with fashion is big. And Tanzania has kitenge, which are amazing tailors, and like a very good attitude towards new ideas, new projects. So I came here with just a PowerPoint in 2017, and I went around asking for advice.
All right, so let me cut you short before you go to how you started. So what was a turnaround for you, like from not liking fashion to working in a fashion industry, but not directly, I suppose, into fashion
design?
Exactly, design.
Design.
So what? How you get that passion? What really ticked in you? And
yeah, the thing is that I wish I could tell you like I love fashion with all my heart, but that's not really true. Because I loved archaeology with all my heart, and I love art and design. But fashion for me, I mean, at this point I've learned a lot through this project. And I know fashion can help people expressing themselves, and you see the way you're dressed, the way I'm dressed, every single person is dressed differently, and of course fashion it's a very important means of expression. But for me, the whole fashion thing was more an excuse. I needed something, like, because that was what I was able to do, communicate fashion. And then thanks to my job, I knew a lot of people who were working with fashion. And the third component, the click, was the fact that in Tanzania, fashion is not developed as a business yet. It's fundis, working one-to-one clients, like with a very like custom-made relationship, not on a bigger scale.
Okay.
There is second-hand clothes. There is imported clothing from China, but there is no real like, you know, industry. There is not a. It's not a driver for economy at all at this point, no. So this was the click. The fact that I had somehow some skills and knowledge and connections that to me didn't have that much importance, because I really wanted to quit that job. But on the other hand, there were other people on the other side of the world who might have used those skills for a better good. So I just figured, okay, I don't like fashion, but I can help fashion designers in Tanzania, so why not?
Sure. So now, just in a brief, before we get to again how we got started, what is it that you do with fashion right now? Do you have a clothes line? Like how do you do it? What is it that you do when it comes to fashion?
In Italy, you mean, or here?
Here in Tanzania, yes.
So me, myself personally, I'm learning how to cut, I'm learning a bit about design, and mostly what I do is communication, and I am the CEO of this non-existing business, because it's not a business yet, it's a project.
Okay, what's the name of it?
The name is endelea-dream-bolt, so it's half Kiswahili, half English, because it meets the needs of the project, which is creating a bridge between Europe and Africa, in the specific like Italy and Tanzania, so in a peer-to-peer relationship. So even the name of the brand is like half-half. We have endelea because we liked the meaning of like just keep going without giving up, keep going. And then the thing about the dream was very important for me, because the whole project is like helping people reaching their dreams of becoming fashion designers. So keep dreaming bold, meaning like, yes, don't give up, even if it's difficult, even if the conditions are not yet the best, don't give up. And bold because of this. This is super bold, like kitenge and colors are amazingly bold. So the name itself has already all the elements of the whole project. And what we do is this: we design in Italy. We design with 3 young girl fashion designers. Collection for women at the moment, but we hope we can implement with men as well. We bring here in Tanzania prototypes and designs and patterns. We work with a group of tailors in Dar es Salaam. Local tailors, fundis, very, very good at their job, like super skilled with the machine, but not very skilled with patterns and this stuff. So even the making of the collection is already a training and a teaching. So I come here with professors from an Italian university, and she spent 2 weeks with the tailors, training them on the pattern part, because of course they know how to sew, but so that we're all aligned on every single stitch and on every single thing, and it's already a peer-to-peer kind of relationship, because they tell us, listen, this kind of stitch is not working, we think you should better do this. And we are like, okay, but on the other hand, like maybe this sleeve, it's better if we do it like this. So it's very collaborative kind of situation. It's not like boss and employees, but it's more like we talk and we discuss together, which is, for me, it's super important. And then at the end, when we create this collection, we bring it back to Europe and sell it online. So the whole thing is fully digital. We don't have any shop, we don't have, partly because we're still very small, partly because we are digital people. Me and the other person who's helping me are like communication manager, e-commerce manager, so our skills are very digital at this point, even if I'm an archaeologist. And when we sell the collection, the goal is to use the money from the collection to sponsor educational projects in Tanzania, meaning like with that money I can bring more professors, like Valentina now, this professor is coming only related to the project, because it's super expensive to get flight ticket and hotel accommodation for for people.
Okay.
But then the goal is we bring professors, we are in contact with the University of Dar es Salaam and the creative arts class.
Okay.
And the goal is that we can little by little implement like free workshops for
Okay.
everyone who wants to deepen, like maybe 1 week, 2 weeks workshop.
Okay.
But then the more money we have, the more more consistent thing we can do.
Absolutely.
Like the idea would be like in 5 years from now to have like an entire like class dedicated to fashion design that we can support with our money, bringing professors from Europe where fashion design and also fashion business are really developed, and offering it for free to students and passionate people in Tanzania.
So that's going to be like a fashion academy or something.
Sort of, yes, a creative hub.
That's really great.
Yeah,
and that will really help our fashion industry to grow in terms of, you know, not just you know, doing by the little learning, but actually getting to do it in a professional way.
Yeah, with a bigger picture in mind.
Yes, that's really nice. And so how many tailors, the local tailors that you've been working with or training for your business or with your business, how many?
Now we are six people. And then there are some who collaborated part-time, like for the head wraps or for the jewels. So, but the core team is 6 people. Okay. And yeah, they're all men, except one girl. Okay. And the girl is the only one who's really, really hardworking and able to multitask. And you know, but no, they're very good.
All right. And how did you recruit them? Like, how did you find them?
As you do anything in Tanzania, by just talking to people. So I had a friend. I only had one person in the whole country that I knew from my internship, and I told him, listen, I have this idea. Do you know anyone who can help me? So he introduced me to Joseph. Even before the project started, the first summer I came here in 2017. So Joseph and I just started, you know, going to Kariako together and checking the fabrics, and he told me, like, I'm pretty sure I can help you. But at that time he was super young in the business. Like he just started learning from YouTube how to sew. He just got only one sewing machine. It was the very beginning even for him. And he was like a teacher of mathematics who really was passionate about fashion to the point that he quit his job and started a new adventure. So I thought, this is destiny. Like we're meeting in the right moment, because you have a dream and I have the dream of helping your dream come true. So that's when everything started. So Joseph was the one who recruited the other people, and he is our country director now. Wow, even if the business is not existing, but and he's grown a lot in these 2 years. He has now like people working for him, 6 sewing machines, a lot of clients, even in the, you know, upper society of Dar es Salaam. So I'm super happy for him.
Wow, that is really great.
Yes.
Okay, our viewers, I see a lot of you are joining our conversation right now. So we are having Francesca online here, and we're talking about starting a business in Tanzania from the fashion industry. And please join us if you have any questions, if you have any comments. Please send in your comment, and we'll be happy to read it out loud or to read your questions. So back to you, Francesca. So what has been the challenges like starting a business in Tanzania? You said it's more like a digital online business, which is the trend right now, because we know the cost of actually running a business in Tanzania, and maybe for other countries I don't have that experience, but it's pretty high, and sometimes it's difficult to really establish your business. So what are the challenges that you had? And yes, let's start with that. Exactly. So maybe if there are any shocks you got when you got here, but I see you've made quite a good achievement in a very short time, like starting with one tailor to 6. So what are the challenges you got when you just landed here, and you know the things that you're penetrating into the
bureaucracy,
business?
I think, is the hardest one. And at this moment, it's very hard for foreigners who wants to have business in Tanzania. So that also from economic side, it's very challenging, and that's also why I keep repeating it's not a business, because it's more a project. Even in Italy, both sides of the project are very compelling in the economic side, because if you register a company in Italy, you pay a lot of taxes. So at the moment, I am like a freelancer. I have my VAT number, and I work. The whole project is based on my personal skills as a professional. And same for Tanzania. Since I don't have a company in Italy, of course I don't have a company in Tanzania, and everything is a bit, in that gray area.
Yes, it's not a moving business.
Yes, because then the main issue that I'm still facing is, of course, it's funding and budget, because I'm doing everything with my own savings from other 3 jobs that I have in Italy. So I work for 10 months. I work 3 jobs until very late at night to be able to have enough money to sponsor this project.
Okay.
But it's very demanding for one person alone, and I'm looking for investors in both countries actually, and because I need that in order to grow. So the next step is that with a lot of money, like a lot more than what I can provide, we can like register the company here, make it permanent. Because for now it's just 2 months and then off.
Okay.
Then for 8 months off, then I come back and we start all over again. So also for the tailors, of course they have other jobs, but I wish this could be like a permanent job.
Yes.
Give them more security and give everyone, even the customers, like a constant feed of new clothes. While like this, it's really up and down. That's another challenge. And and here, I mean, challenges like power cuts, no water, it happens, of course. But also on the other hand, you have people who are there always smiling, always positive, even when I think this is never gonna work. And it happened, especially last year, the first time. Like, you check the quality of the jackets and there's no pocket matching, no? They're all wrong, and you're like, what am I doing here? And then they are super positive and they just tell you, listen, Francesca, don't worry, we're gonna fix this. And then, for real, 2 days later, it's fixed. So the fact of working in Tanzania involves a lot of challenges for a foreigner who's used to, everything is on the clock, everything is under control. Here, nothing is under control, never. So it's a big lesson. But on the other hand, you learn that if you let it go, control, you don't have it, fine. Let's find a way together to control at least something, a little piece each. Then when you trust people here are the best resource of this country.
Okay, that's very interesting. So in the midst of all challenges, I see there are numerous, and maybe I can relate to some of them. So what keeps you going? Like when you get those challenges, like maybe you should have quit or something. You should have closed the business. They're like, no.
I'm not a quitter.
That's a good one. So what really keeps you going? What keeps the fire burning? And what are maybe there are signs that it's going to work, or maybe there are a little bit of strengths maybe.
So this is a very good question, because the main answer would be the dream bold part. That's what keeps you going. Because if you are a dreamer, I think you're a dreamer no matter what. And I mean that you are wise enough and expert enough and as a professional to be able to understand that there are 50% chances that this is never going to work. But if you're a dreamer and an entrepreneur, you need to focus on the 50% chances that it will work, it will be great, everything is going to be all right. And that's for sure something that you have to have inside you, like a burning fire. That's the basic. But then also the fact that other people are like involved at this point, the tailors here, the people who are helping me in Italy, customers themselves, like the fact that it's not me anymore. It's a matter of, it's like a family, it's like having a child, So you cannot just quit. because you have a responsibility towards other people. So your role is to make everything up and running somehow. So that's what you do. And then with this specific project, I've seen the universe is on our side. Like anytime I start thinking, maybe this time we're not gonna make it, and I start having like negative thoughts, the following day something happens. Every time. Like a call from someone who tells me, listen, I want to buy this, or a new email of a customer saying, I just received the clothes, they are amazing, or maybe a friend who tells me, hey, I had an idea. So whenever I was about to quit, or not even quit, but just starting to feel like depressed, the universe is always like hugging me and saying, no, this is the right thing to do. Signs,
you get a good feedback.
Good vibes. The signs are there. So as long as I see that the signs are positive, I just keep going. Endelea, no? It's in the name. You cannot stop.
Exactly. It tells you just go on, keep on.
Yeah.
So what about the market for your products, your clothes? So how is it? Like, is it very like is it when you take the stocks out there, do they finish up like quickly? Is it paying, or like?
It's complicated because you always need money to bring in money, no? So that's the basic rule that I learned about economy. So the more you invest in marketing and advertising, the more feedback you receive. So for last year, we did only one test. Last year collection was very small. And we didn't have really budget for advertising it. So the results we had are completely organic, both on social media, on the website, and whenever we do something real life, like a presentation or a pop-up shop or something like that, all results are organic and they are amazing. Because people, I mean, it's not even our fault or good thing, it's just that the prints and the vitenge are incredible, and people in Europe are really, really eager for that. They really want it. Now it's Christian Dior just launched a wax collection like 3 days ago. And it's on the catwalk, it's on Vogue, it's everywhere. So people are really, really looking for this African fabrics, African things. So the target is there, like the audience is potentially huge, really huge. What we need is the means to reach that, like be able to talk to that target more. What we're doing now is like Instagram, that's our main window, and we get amazing feedbacks, and from there people are actually buying on the website. So I mean, it's a work in progress. We didn't sell everything from the first collection, but because also we made a lot of mistakes. And that's another thing that as an entrepreneur, you have to be able to do, like realize that you did something wrong and fix it without, depressing yourself too much.
So there's a question here for you. It's from Kevin Srandiek. He has how do you keep yourself up to speed with the digital trends in e-commerce when it comes to marketing your product?
So the fact that both me and the other person who is in the project with me are professional in the field, of course helps. Because she is working with another major fashion firm in Italy, so for her work she's always going to conferences, to reading online articles, and then working herself with the e-commerce platform, which is way bigger than ours, so she can learn new skills and new changes and new trends. On the other hand, I am a social media manager, freelancer, so I work with different clients in different fields, from culture to design to fashion. So also thanks to that, it's learning by doing is always the best thing. Especially with these tools, that it's very hard that you can go to a university and learn how to do social media or how to run an e-commerce, because that's super technical, and it's, as the question says, like it's constantly changing and upgrading. So the only way to be to keep up the speed is just do the job. Like when you, this project is so small that I'm not like the CEO shut in his office all day like with a secretary. I'm actually the one who does everything. So the more you do, the more you learn. And then some days it's just like, oh, this thing has changed from yesterday to today, like Facebook advertising or something like that, and you just keep learning. And whenever you don't know something, Google it.
That's very nice. So I like your experience, and I think most people, I don't know, there's just this, I don't know, it's a myth or something, but when we think of investors, especially maybe foreign investors, our idea that comes to mind is perhaps they come with maybe lots of money, or maybe they come with great ideas, whatever it is, but you know, it's just, it's interesting to see how perhaps they come and take over the market and things like that. And for your story, I see how you leverage on people, on connections, like the local people and your team in Italy, and you had like 3 jobs to capitalize on. That is very, very impressive. And yeah, I think viewers and other people like should learn. You know, it's not about coming with a bunch of, you know, it's with lots of money and that, you know, it takes hard work, which I see like you work constantly on that. And
Start is the point. If you wait for it to be perfect, if you wait for it to have a lot of money, an investor, or like a perfect business plan, everything by the book, probably you never start, because it's so hard. And if you have the real picture of taxes, you know, like all these pieces, if you put them together, it's like, no, I'm never gonna make it, and you quit.
That's true.
So for me, it was more like, okay, leave it there, because we did a business plan at the very, very, very beginning, and it's like doing everything, like adding 2,000 for this, 10,000 for that. I'm talking 1,000 euros, not shillings. So, and then it was a lot of money, and we looked at each other and we were like, oh, we don't have this money. What shall we do? And then I said, okay, let's cut out everything that's not necessary. And our business plan went from 100,000 to 10.
Wow.
So 10, we said, okay, 10, we can make it. We worked for 8 months, we save money as much as we can, and we can make it with 10.
And these are disciplines that any young person, any person who is intending to do a business, whether you want to invest in another country, in your own country, I think these are the things to consider. You've talked about the business plan, you've spoken about, you know, your passion, you have spoken about your experience, you have spoken about your team and things like that, which I see they relate to any young person.
Yeah,
and,
you don't need
it's a lot
to
of
be
hard work. And so maybe you're, and also before we get to the last message, because we're really out of time, I've noticed you work with not just your local tailors, like a lot of like designers or models, and you have teams, like so many small teams. So maybe talk about it and how you add value to that. I think that's a very good thing. Your business is you know, it's like the indirect effects to those people. Maybe it's also developing their businesses or their careers, I think. So can you talk about that network and how you add value?
Yeah, that's what's a very, very nice point. Like the fact that even before we're able to bring here the professors, we're still making an impact already. Like, and that's nice, and that's a good thought. And I didn't think about that, but it's true. Because it's true, because aside from the tailors, indeed, the Endelea team in Tanzania is much bigger, because we have 2 photographers and the models and the makeup artists and the stylists, and then you see and then even the guy who stopped by selling samosa, and and I buy the lunch for everyone. So I think it's economically it's impacting many more people than just the 5 tailors. And how I manage is more like, that's the key to everything in this project is people.
Absolutely.
I'm good with people, I guess. and I like to have everyone involved in the project. It's not just like me being the boss and saying this is your money, this is it, but it's more like, listen, this project works like this, our goal is this, we're gonna come back to Tanzania for this reason. So once also people understand that this is not just a money maker kind of thing, in which I want to exploit their work to become rich, but they understand that I'm the first person becoming poor. But
Yes.
really believing in this, they get more involved, and so also their contribution.
Okay. So just one thing that you would, what is a takeaway message to every young person or something? I see it takes time. Success takes time. You are seeing the great potential, the prospect of the business, and that's why I believe you're in there. You see the future of it, but the the hardships, a lot of things, mistakes and all. So what last message, like what takeaway message can you talk to any young person in Tanzania thinking about starting a business? What would you say?
The message is endelea trying, endelea dreaming about it, and most of all, like really believing in your potential, and even more of that, like in the potential of other people. Like, don't do it yourself. That's the thing that I've been talking with the students also, and they were always like very focused on what they were, their skills. But sometimes it's impossible that you have all the skills. Like running a business requires so many skills that no singular professional can have. So the only thing is like assess the people you know, assess even like your neighbors sometimes, like friends from the school or cousins or even elder people. Like you don't know what and talk to them about the project. Don't be jealous of your project, of your idea. That's another thing. Because copying, of course, is a risk, but then it means that the idea was good and nobody else can do it the way you have it in mind. So talk about your idea, involve other people, ask for advice. Don't do it alone, because alone is too difficult. It's too difficult to manage the skills and also to manage the adversities and the challenges. If you're alone, you will give up at some point. As I said before, if you know that other people are on board, you never give up, because you know that they are counting on you and you are counting on them. So it's a teamwork.
Thank you. So our viewers, thank you so much for joining us, and for this video it will be online for the next 24 hours, and also I will upload it on YouTube. So please keep subscribing to our YouTube channel for more of these videos. Thank you again, our guest host Francesca, and it's me, FALECIA. So till next time, bye bye. Thank you.
Ciao.
Ciao.
Please follow and subscribe to our social media pages or contact us to register for our programs.